about to sue you for defamation of character. This is about to get ugly. Because now you're just making shit up. I saw the clip where you said your staff, as in multiple people, said that I was disrespectful to them.
I was never really good playing role of the puppet. Too busy being me to be concerned with perception of the public. Everyone is buzzing, but everybody ain't thinking about a budget. I want ownership in something. Niggas get
boy James CP, we're back with another video for the channel, and it been going down lately, man. Vlad has had beef with every last one of his repeated and recurring guests, it seems like, including Boosie, Aries, even Tony Ayo jokingly jumped on the channel and discussed certain things. It was like, hey man, I want a makeup artist, and I want to raise too if I keep coming back, right? In a joking manner, because, you know, we've heard the details of Aries and you know, allegedly having a makeup artist and things like that. Not to say that Vlad's lying, but that's just his side of the story and how he was disrespectful to Vlad. I mean, you know, how Aries was disrespectful to Vlad's staff and, you know, other things like that. And Boosie trying to get 40,000 out of an interview, taking the page out of Marlon's book, which Marlon's rightfully owed, but Boosie was already making 25,000 per appearance, according to Vlad. And so, again, when, you know, the Tekashi details came out, Tekashi 6ix9ine being the most expensive interview that Vlad has done or paid for, whatever like that, of course Boosie, it was gonna have a domino effect. Of course Boosie was gonna feel away, hey bro, I need that raise, because you know, you playing, right? You playing with the bread. But also, if, you know, the numbers are true and accurate and the analytics prove that, hey, you're getting 25,000 versus my 10,000 per year appearance, you're still making more than I am. I'm only profiting 10,000. I'm not gonna give you my profit, right? That's Vlad's stance. And Boosie's like, man, hey, I feel like, you know, I boost you up, but at the end of the day, we do know Vlad has taken hits, you know, within the culture, especially the urban and black communities, because of certain stances, not willing to apologize to Farrakhan and others. And there's just so many things that Vlad do that looks a way that you have to look at the side eye, you know, when it comes to the hip-hop culture and the black culture, right? So Boosie is saying that, hey, I'm the reason people came back. But at the end of the day, you can also say, hey, Vlad already had 6 million subscribers, so who's to say that those subscribers aren't legitimate or valid, you know? So I believe that they helped each other's brand. Boosie should have been started his brand. But getting back to Aries is ticked, he's hot, you know, and he was making nowhere near what Boosie was making, so he's now threatening to sue for defamation based off of the details that Vlad had alleged. You know, he's disrespectful to Vlad's staff, and, you know, he's already in town. It's a 5 to 10 minute drive away from Vlad's studio, because they're both in LA, and he's like, you know, it's nothing for Aries to pop up, right? That's why he's on there so much. And then he goes on to say, well, we had to get him a makeup artist and this, that, and the third, and all of these different things. And now Aries is like, man, I'm suing you because that's defamation. I feel like you're trying to tarnish my image in the public. And so, again, prisoner of the moment, going off of what people are saying, the comments and things like that. Aries feel like he's owed more due more. It's due for more pay. But I will say, this is what you run into when you paying people to get on the platforms, right? So when you think about the ratings game in the 90s and being on television, you would only do an interview if you were promoting something. But a lot of these people aren't promoting, they're just showing up. And so they're getting what you call an appearance fee. Hey, I'm paying you to appear, right? What I think should happen on any given thing, on any given situation when it comes to content. If you're going to pay somebody, okay, have it ironclad. This is the rate that I'm paying you based off of, boom, this is the contract per appearance. You will be paid X amount of dollars. And then, you know, based on performance incentives, we may renegotiate this deal on a yearly basis or after 5 appearances, right? Put it in contract so that way it's no, you know, hey, this is what we agreed to, and going forward, when you're just, hey, I'm gonna pay you this, and it's by case basis, appearance, and you don't have anything, of course, you know, and then especially when somebody feel just like with an artist and they feel like they got bigger, they deserve more piece of the pie. And again, half of why people watch Vlad probably is the interviewee and the interviewer. Because Vlad asks questions in certain ways. He's going to ask the shit that nobody else is going to ask. No, most platforms are not going to ask certain questions. Of course, this is what has people looking at Vlad sideways, because he asks what another person feels about another person. He's going to ask you your past criminal history questions. He's going to ask you a bunch of things that most platforms are either afraid to ask you or won't ask you. Some of the reason why people pay attention to Charlamagne, he's going to say what you don't expect, right? But a part of journalism and respect for the craft, you don't want to talk. I would never ask someone about an open case. Once you tell me your life story, that is your life story. That is what you decide to tell. You know, especially if it's new content and if it's a story nobody's heard before, it's gonna do. You don't have to ask those juicy, salacious questions unless there's something currently going on. Like, how do you feel about this? But once they decline that question, you just move on, right? You don't make it messy, of course. You know, this is a view with clicks and likes and all of that. You know, we look for that, the engagement, right? But you don't have to force it, right? You know, especially if you're operating, when you have to pay people, you have to ask questions like that, because you have to draw people in. What is going to get these people drawn? Okay, I'm paying you, so I get to ask you whatever the hell I want to ask you. You can't say, hey, I don't want you to ask this question, strike down that question. Now, people go in and they have those pre-produced interviews, which that's probably why people gravitate to these other platforms, because they are asking the juicy, you know, the hard-nosed questions. But at the end of the day, most of the time when you watch a Vlad interview, you heard Aries' life story, you know what Boosie all about, so you're asking their opinions on current topics, which Vlad can jump on there and speak on himself and give his opinion. But Boosie responds to, Boosie reveals, Boosie reacts to, Boosie says, blase,
Yo, what up?
blase,
It's your boy
blase.
Aries Spears here. Listen, man, I said I wasn't going to address this because I didn't feel like I really needed to. But I'm going to address it because the warrior-like spirit in me that's an Aries, because that's my zodiac, is fighting it. But I'm going to try to be a gentleman about it as much as I can. Apparently, Vlad decided to do an interview where he's taking shots at me and throwing me under the bus. And let me just say for the record, Vlad, you are a coward, a narcissist, and a hypocrite. Because I didn't even really watch the whole video, because what turned me off immediately was he started out by saying, "We not friends." You said to me in my face on multiple occasions that we are friends. But now all of a sudden, because I asked you for a bump in pay and that pissed you off, we're not friends? So which is it? Tell the truth. And let me give y'all a little bit of backstory. So basically, I called Vlad and said, look, I feel like I want a little bit of bump in pay because I know my value. You once had Lord Jamar, Godfrey, Tony Yayo, Boozy, and me, all of which many times people said were your best guests. Who's the only one left? Me. Godfrey left, Jamar left, Yayo left, and Boozy left. I'm the last one standing. And when people go, yo, I watched the show because of you, yo, I subscribe to his channel, the moment your interview's over, I unsubscribe. There's value in that. So you're mad at me because I'm recognizing my worth? And I told you I wanted to be fair. I wasn't even saying pay me what you pay Boozy, because I get it. From a numbers business standpoint, I get it. I'm just asking you to be a little bit fair. And now here's the thing. Again, you're a liar, you're a coward, and you're a hypocrite. Because what you do is you want to be seen so badly. instead of just doing what you do best, which is stay behind the camera. 2 times you asked to come to my shows. One, I forget where it was in LA. I think it was Oxnard or Brea, whatever. And then the other one at the Nova Theater. Both times I gave you free tickets. And you said to me both times, yo, shout me out, shout me out. Why is that? Because it's so important for you to have the attention on yourself. And I didn't shout you out because I knew that. That was my moment. That was my time. When I'm on your show, it's both our times. So there's that. Then here's the other thing. You went and talked shit about my podcast partner, Andy Steinberg, who you befriended. Both times you came to my show. Now all of a sudden, you talking shit about him? Make that make sense. And let's get another thing straight. 9 times out of 10, when you want to boost your numbers, who do you always go to? The black community. So whether you are using us to help your platform, and I'll be real, we help each other. And I've said that. I've never disrespected you. I've never talked crazy about you. I just simply said I want my worth. But you use the black community when you need us, and you play the black card when you in some black dussy. And when I say dussy, I don't mean the word dussy. I mean a word that starts with P that rhymes with dussy. Because that's who you are, gadget. And when I say gadget, I'm not talking about the word gadget. I'm talking about a word that starts with F that rhymes with gadget. You understand what I'm saying? You gadget dussy? And I'll do you one better. I'll come on your show one more time for free. You ain't got to pay me shit. And we could talk about it right then and there so we could get the truth. Because there's 3 sides to the truth. Your story, my story, and the truth. So don't be a coward. Bring me back and let's go through it. And I'll take a page out of Cannabis's book, Second Round Knockout against LL. We could get it live in front of the cameras on your own sitcom. I'll let you kick a verse. Fuck it, I'll let you kick them all. I'll even wait for the studio audience to applaud. Now watch me rip the tat from your arm. Stick you for your Vanguard award in front of your mother first, second, and third born. Have me get on the horn, call Minister Farrakhan, so he could persuade me to squash it. I say, now fuck that. He started it. He forgot what a hardcore artist is. You want to talk shit about me? One of the best shit talkers in the game? Bring your ass, nigga. Bring your ass. Have me on. Don't be a coward, dussy. Don't be a coward, gadget. Let's get it on. Because you Russian, I'll do like Drago.